spared us and kept us and given us a reasonable portion of health and strength. God, we praise your name for that. Now, God, as we move in this place, this space that you have given us, to worship you in spirit and in truth, our prayer is that you let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, thou Lord, my strength. And my redeeming God, people said, amen. Those of you with your Bibles, turn with me to 2 Corinthians chapter number 12. Paul's second letter to the church at Corinth, chapter number 12. Now I'm going to begin to read at verse number 1. You forced me to talk this way, and I do it against my better judgment. But now that we're at it, I may as well go ahead on and bring up the matter of visions and revelations that God gave me. For instance, I know a man who 14 years ago was seized by Christ and swept in ecstasy to the heights of heaven. I really don't know if this took place in the body or out of it. Only God knows. I also know that this man was hijacked into paradise again. Whether in or out of the body, I don't know, but God knows. There he heard the unspeakable spoken, but was forbidden to tell what he heard. This is the man I want to talk about. But about myself, I'm not saying another word apart from the humiliations. If I had a mind to brag a little, I would probably do it without looking ridiculous. And I'd still be speaking plain truth all the way. But I'll spare you. I don't want anyone imagining me as anything other than the fool you'd encounter if you saw me on the street or heard me talk. Because the extravagance of these revelations, and so I would get the big head. I was given the gift of a handicap to keep me in constant touch with my limitations. Satan's angel did his best to get me down. What he in fact did was push me to my knees. No danger then of walking around high and mighty. At first I didn't think of it as a gift and begged God to remove it. 3 times I did. Then he told me, my grace is enough. It's all you need. My strength comes into its own in your weakness. This week we had the Christian Leadership Conference here in Greenville for the first time. Yes. It was a wonderful affair. For those of you who missed the grand time. Amen. And by the way, ATC, you did a wonderful job hosting. So give yourselves a hand. Something interesting happened at the closing worship celebration. A group of people were coming to the stage because their pastor was announcing that he was a candidate for bishop. And one of the ladies that was in the entourage stumbled and fell. My first thought was, I hope she wasn't hurt. My next thought was, everybody in here is hurt. At that moment, I realized that I had my sermon for Sunday. Because everybody in that room was either hurt or had been hurt. And I just need to tell you that when you arrived at church this morning and you came into the sanctuary and you looked into the smiling faces of people who were here, you were looking into the faces of people who have been hurt. Some are hurt because they are sick and weary, having to fight their disease. Others are brokenhearted because a lover walked off and left them. Some are miserable and working at a dead-end job. Others are sad and blue and unable to smile because of a family situation. Some are depressed and discouraged, while others are disappointed and desperate. And that's why I preach the way that I preach it when y'all don't help me. I preach it so that I can help hurting people be healed. So you can be restored, replenished, and refurbished, renovated, repaired, and rebuilt. I preach so you can know that there is a balm in Gilead. But even as hard as I preach, you still have scars. So as we begin this dialogue this morning, I want to ask a question. Why the scars? Why are good people with good intentions who try to live right all scarred up? Our text is from 2 Corinthians, and it's different from 1 Corinthians in that 1 Corinthians primarily is a public letter. But 2 Corinthians, on the other hand, is a personal letter that speaks from the issues and experiences of the writer and preacher. In chapter 12, Paul is inviting us to take a look at something both private and painful to him. Something that gives him both ecstasy and agony. Paul suggests in this chapter that we are often hurt, we are often wounded, and left with scars as we take this pilgrimage that we call life. He also reveals to us that God uses staged providence to mold us and shape us into what he would have us to be. That the God who knows all balances us by allowing us to see life from two ends or both ends of the spectrum. He shows us both burdens and blessings, both trials and tribulations, both afflictions and accomplishments, both defeats and delights, both losses and gains, also sorrow and grief. Paul writes to the church at Corinth in an effort to teach them that on the heels of every great victory, there comes another battle. In the first 6 verses, Paul tells us part of his history. Look, in these verses, Paul has a great and divine moment with Jesus. He has a vision where he is taken up into paradise. In those first 6 verses, Paul talks about what he saw and what God did not give him a license to tell us. He shows us how God uses staged providence to keep us from becoming spiritually conceived. Nobody say it, doesn't it? Let's do it all by itself. Because when you get caught up in the heavens, when you get new revelations from God and receive new knowledge, and anybody in here ever been caught up, receive something new from God? When you get caught up, God pours into you a new measure of grace. When you're caught up, God allows his power and his authority to flow in and through you. And when God's power and authority flows in and through humankind, it's easy to walk out of that experience all puffed up. But God always balances the scales. And no sooner than he brings Paul out of paradise, he introduces Paul to pain. And I want to suggest this morning that God uses pain to introduce us to true power. Because those who operate in godly authority experience awful pain. I wish I had some help in here. Is there anybody who knows what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I guess not. I guess nobody knows. Ain't nobody in the building but us. People often seek and strive for the place of blessings, but never arrive because they try to be blessed in a substitutional manner. Try to substitute pain for creature comforts. Try to substitute deliverance for man-made deliverances. But God will not give you his blessings in a substitutional manner. What he does is allow pain to continue in your life and still use you in the midst of the pain that you're going through. And he does it so that you don't get so pumped up and forget that you don't get the glory and that he gets all the glory. Now that's problematic for a lot of people. Because we want a substitute. We want deliverance without conflict, opposition, or adversity. But God is a God who takes conflict and adversity and uses it to mold us and shape us and make us into what he wants us to be, so that we understand that he gets the glory. Yeah. If you're ever going to do anything worthwhile and meaningful for the kingdom, you're going to go through some pain. The text suggests that the same God who gives grace also meters out government. Grace and government, write that down. In his government, he allows things to happen. Now get this piece. Because some of the things that happen to us happen because of the seeds that we have sown down through